Dear brothers, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. I have pointed out that this series of lessons in James is verse by verse from the beginning of James. This is chapter 1, verse 19 today. There are previous ones, and if your viewing mode supports it, you'll see up there somewhere, over there, I think it is, you will see a banner right about now that you can click on and actually start from the beginning. I decided to do this series because when I was a new Christian, as I talked about in, I think, the fourth lesson, when I was a brand new Christian, one of the first things that Bernard, who was teaching me, told me was to read the book of James and apply it. And part of the reason was this verse, which was the first verse that he insisted that I memorize. And so I memorized it at that time. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. There was a reason for that. I have struggled with a hot temper all of my life, and I will not say that I've completely conquered it yet. Fortunately, I mostly don't get angry at people anymore. I do get very angry at screwdrivers. Oh, I hate screwdrivers. Oh, and hammers? And I think that wrenches, socket wrenches, have a conspiracy against me, and I let them know just what I think. It's a little disturbing at times. But this is something that each of us should be struggling to overcome. In the next lesson, on the next verse, we'll see something about why this is so important and how it can tell us something even about the history of theology. But for right now, let's just look at it on the face value. The three things that everyone who is in Christ should strive to have manifested, that is, made obvious, in their life. Being quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Quick to listen. Other people have ideas, other people have opinions, and frequently the situation is not what we think it is. And if we actually listen to what they have to say, we will discover that the situation isn't what we thought it was. I'm reminded of a story. This is a true story. I'm going to pass it on because it is worth passing on. It's a true story from about 20 years ago, maybe 30 now, when there was a lot of difficulty in some areas of the country, especially in some conservative circles, about an ultra-conservative group known as the skinheads. And they took being politically conservative and socially conservative to the extreme of Nazism, to be blunt. And some schools were plagued with this. And there was, within a certain school, a family who had a beautiful young daughter who was just the perfect teenage daughter. She was beautiful. She was smart. She got all A's. She was on the honor society. She was president of her class. She was active in her Sunday school, active in church, a good Christian girl, everything. And she was the captain of the cheerleaders. I mean, how much better can you get? Not the kind of girl you would expect to join the skinheads. And one day, she walked in from school. She was late getting home from school, but that was not unusual. She had a lot of activities. She walked in the door, and her mother saw that her head was shaved, a skinhead. And her mother almost spoke her mind right there, but remembered this verse and said to herself, I will not be quick to speak, and I can't be quick to listen right now, she said firmly, with as even a voice as she could muster, go to your room. I will speak to you about this later. And she spent an hour, the mother did, getting emotional control of herself so as not to be quick to wrath. And then she went up to her daughter's room and said, I will let you speak first. She determined to listen, and her daughter said this. Do you know so-and-so? And she named the name of a girl in the school. And the mother knew the name, sort of knew the girl. She was probably the least popular girl in the school, the nerd of nerds, not intelligent, not good looking, made fun of a lot. She said, yeah, I know her. What, did she leave her into the skinheads? What is going on here? She said, she has cancer. She's in chemotherapy. And the girl went on. She said, all her hair fell out. And now the students are making fun of her because of her bald head. And now if they want to laugh at her, they have to laugh at me first. At which point her mother broke down weeping. It was not what she thought it was. Everyone who's in Christ should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to wrath.